We had the entrances. Y'all are face to face. You're talking trash like a great hill would. No. But you're backing up the whole time like the coward you are. Just chirping. But
wow.
I mean in the match, like not in real life. In the match, right?
That was
in the
heel
match.
AJ Styles, yes.
So my question is, why you got to bring me into it and get all personal? A girl sitting at home.
We're going to have to move the furniture.
Didn't do anything.
All right, here we go.
Love you too.
It's a big weekend. It's a big weekend in D.C.
Ooh, that's what I hear.
A lot going on.
A lot going on.
These people decided to go to the A show.
Thank y'all.
There'll probably be much better stories told here. Ooh, anyway, hey, I'm only serious. Anyway, no, this is an historic weekend.
Big weekend.
Big weekend. Somebody retiring? Who's that? Somebody having a last match?
I think so. I mean, I think they've probably heard the guy.
Yeah. What?
You can't see him, right? He's right here.
Right
Yeah, he's actually right here, guys. Like right here. So, how's it feel? No, I'm joking.
I mean, my goodness. I'm not quite sure how I feel about it, really.
About what? About John retiring? Mm-hmm. What do you mean? You retired 84 times in a row. Let the man retire. What are you talking about?
So we're going to have jokes now, too.
Well,
okay.
I mean, how can you say you don't know how you feel about it?
No, well, okay. So this will make sense when you see this next clip. Can we play this?
Oh.
It's from back in the day. Give me a second here. Look at this.
John Cena. Nice job.
Wow. So,
Bunch of young bucks there.
but yeah, why is he the only one that aged?
I was going to say how hot. I mean,
What were you going to say?
you looked hot. I mean, you still look hot, but you looked hot.
Okay, good say. Yeah, good say. The reason, obviously that was day one for John Cena right there. That was he had just wrestled Kurt Angle, and we shot that. And at that point, I'm already 12 years into into my career, and now here this kid is on day one, 23 years later, retiring. But what an amazing career! What a run for John Cena.
Yeah.
It's funny. He's another one that I missed on.
I know. Well, I mean, you kind of had. You had a match. I mean, you had a quick match, but y'all had a match.
Well, we did. No, but I'm just saying early on, there was two people that I watched them work day one, and I was like, yeah, this guy ain't gonna make it.
Wait. Who was the first
I was
one?
wrong. I can admit when I'm wrong. There's some people in the business that can't do that. I will tell you when I was wrong, and I missed with him. You know who the other one was?
Who's the other one? I didn't even know he was one. Who's the other? Wait, who? No, I'm not even going to guess. Who was the other one? Because if I missed, The Rock. Oops, you missed big.
So you guys got to go back though. You got to go back to day one when he had the things hanging off of him and he came out there and he was rah, and I was like, oh, and he debuted in the Garden, right? Rocky Maivia, right? So I'm like, oh, this poor kid. And to have the legacy, right? So obviously his grandfather, Chief Peter Maivia, his dad, Rocky Johnson, and then you have these expectations, and you come out with that thing on, and Cheesy McCheeserton, and I was like, oh man, this is not going to be good, and I was wrong there. So that's twice.
I mean, those are two big ones.
Those are two big ones. It took them a minute to find their stride, and I guess they had okay careers.
I mean, I guess.
Right? Wow, but it's amazing when you look back at John's career, the incredible arc from where he started and how he worked, and like by chance and preparation and work ethic, and again the chance encounter that he had with Steph.
Yeah, that was wild.
Like it all hinged on that. It's amazing what we talk about it all the time about how work ethic and preparation puts you in the right place sometimes for luck to happen, and it happened for him, and then strapped that rocket to his butt, and man, off he went. I don't think there's anyone. I don't think there's anyone ever really that's been like John Cena.
No.
And in the sense, for the majority of his career, like the whole thing. I'm not telling you guys anything. You guys are all smart, right?
The Undertaker did it.
Well, that's yeah, but no, quit. No, seriously.
Y'all see what I live with.
Some people just get lucky, baby.
I know.
That's it. But the whole thing about wrestling, it doesn't matter whether they love you or they hate you. They just have to care one way or another. And John was one of those incredible stars that come along where one night people love him, just cheer, people go nuts. The next night, boo the crap out of him. It's so polarizing. I don't know that. I mean,
and then he got split chance half the time.
Yeah, split chance. Yeah, the back and forth. The let's go Cena sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, that is for somebody of his caliber and in that position to be so polarizing. It's amazing, and I'm glad at the end here, at the end, the last few years of his career, that people really embraced what he did, because John did it right, man. He really did. He was a leader. He did all of the, as the face of the company, man, he went out and did all the meet and greets and all of those things, and did it with a smile on his face, and never complained. I remember once even, going up to him and say, John, you're going to have to learn the word no sometimes. But he thrived on it. He wanted it all, and he knew what come with being the face of the company. And I'm extremely proud for him and the career that he's about to that he's about to sign off on. One time, man, for John Cena.
Woo-hoo.
Tomorrow, it's going to be interesting. I guess it's going to be interesting tomorrow to see where he is, after the match. It's going to be interesting to see the arena, the reactions. How many of you guys are going? Is there anybody here going? Yeah.
Almost everybody.
Yeah, it's going to be an emotional roller coaster tomorrow, and it's going to be fun.
Will you be there?
I will. Depends what they have for catering. Of course, I'm going to be there. I don't think I'll be on the show, but I will definitely be there to shake the man's hand.
I heard the word liar. I heard the word liar. Oh,
liar!
Wow, they stooged him off real fast.
I won't choke slam you if you don't shut up. Anyway, I get in front, I get lights and cameras and stuff. I get all frisky again. I ain't getting up. Don't worry about it. I'm here till we walk off this stage, man. I just don't have the energy anymore. But anyway, tomorrow should be interesting. And then it's always too who all's going to be there, right?
There's going to be a lot of people.
Who's going to be backstage? And it'll be anybody. Who do you think's the most? Who's the most famous person you think's going to be there?
Oh, good gosh.
After me.
Oh, you think Dave will be there?
Who?
Somebody said Batista. You think Dave will be there?
Batista? You think
Maybe.
Batista's?
Oh, DC.
DC.
Didn't he? Whoever said that? I think, yeah.
You think the big man's coming?
I think Jelly will be there.
Who?
I think Jelly will probably be
Jelly
there.
coming? Maybe.
Probably.
I bet there's going to be it'll be a who's who.
Yeah. Who'd they say?
Nicole.
She will be there. She'll probably be there.
Man.
Who said that?
I just barely heard that, but I heard it. But I heard it
Wow.
enough. I heard it enough. That I was like, everybody's still got jokes. So anyway, yeah, tomorrow night, man. Tomorrow night's going to be really exciting. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, it's going to be a celebration. It's going to be happy. It's going to be sad.
Sad, yeah.
But man, what an incredible career. So yeah, it'll be fun.
Big news. WWE and sports fans. The world's #1 sports fan festival, Fanatics Fest, is making its return to New York City. Fanatics is bringing you closer to the leagues, teams, superstars, and athletes you love across 4 action-packed days in July. Meet your favorite WWE superstars, get your hands on exclusive merch, catch live podcasts, and interact with the biggest names in sports. Tickets are on sale now, and fans of the podcast get a 10% discount by using code TAKER10 at checkout.
Tonight we're going to do something that really I don't think that I've ever really sat down with this guy and discussed this match, but we're going to go all things Boneyard tonight.
Woo.
I think without further ado, we need to bring out the other half of that Boneyard match. Ladies and gentlemen, the face that runs the place, the phenomenal AJ Styles.
Woo. Did you just say something about a redneck?
You good?
Oh, I'm a redneck. I'm a different kind of redneck, though. I'll give you that.
Wait, what kind of? Wait. Is this still on? Because you're speaking my language. There are different types of rednecks for you rednecks that don't know. Or what kind of redneck are you?
So a lot of people think I listen to country music. I don't. I listen to hip hop. I was moonwalking in the kitchen to Michael Jackson. I was breakdancing. You name it, I was doing it. MC Hammer was my guy. Like I wanted to do all that, but I was poor enough to eat mayonnaise sandwiches and stuff like that. Bologna, that was delicious back then. So there's a part of me that's a redneck, and I can't get rid of this accent. It's going nowhere.
I know.
I've tried to get rid of it.
You shouldn't.
It's part of your charm. It's part of your charm at this point.
Hey, Taker loves it when you say "Go Dogs." He is so excited about the play.
Hey, we can shut this down right now. You all know Texas should be in the playoff. I don't care what you say.
Here we go.
No.
It's Georgia's fault.
Tulane should be in there.
Really?
I'm with you on this one.
I mean, Tulane's going to get killed.
I agree. James Madison's going to get slaughtered.
Nobody wants to play Texas, but James Madison and Tulane are going to get blown out by 50.
You got one guy out there. JMU. All right.
Wow.
All right. We digress. We digress here.
Yes.
Before we do get in the Boneyard, I think we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about John and your history and what John meant to you.
Man, he's John Cena, right? The guy I never thought I'd be in the ring with. Let's be honest. And getting that opportunity, I learned a lot from him, and that's hard for me to say because we're the same age. But the knowledge that he can retain in that ring that he's learned from some of the greats, is unbelievable, and I was able to learn from him. John Cena is one of the best to ever do it. Now, listen, I'm not saying he's the most athletic guy I've ever been in the ring with, but he is so smart and so quick-witted. He will think of something on the spot, and it all depends on how the crowd is reacting. Not a lot of people can do that. He's one of a kind.
Yeah, that's for sure, and that is a lost art. The ability to ad lib and call things on the fly and react to what your situation is. I thought early on I was going to have to do it here.
Oh yeah.
yeah. Well, so I had some technical difficulties.
Oh,
And
yeah,
I thought
I
I
heard
was
about
going to have to just jump down and punch somebody in the face to get a pop. But I think we got some shots of you and John here. Just kind of tell us what first what comes to your mind.
Oh man, I know what's coming. And after taking a couple of those, even the regular ones, there's something about once he drops you from that height, you're like, oh man, is that the last one? It doesn't feel good. But that, I believe, is the Royal Rumble. The year after I debuted, which is crazy because I was the champion in this match. So it was an unbelievable match. And we've said this before, but if you don't know, there was a lot of matches that had went outside of the ring at the Royal Rumble. And John and I decided we weren't going to go outside the ring. We were going to keep it all in the ring. And if you didn't notice, that's exactly what we did. And I thought we had an unbelievable match.
Nice.
Yes. Yeah, and again, that goes to your guys' ability to call things on the fly, which we'll kind of get into in a little bit too. But there you go. You got things turned around here in this one.
Yeah, I'm
That's a
coming
great
with that
shot.
one too. That's going to be in there.
That
shot?
tight.
Yeah, that's a receipt.
Like
coming?
it's coming. It's not a receipt. It's kind of, I'm this size, so I got to make everything count. And sometimes some things come a little bit harder than normal.
snug.
I don't know if you caught any of those, but we'll discuss that later.
So,
Uh-oh. It's not a good spot to be
That's
in.
not, yeah, that ain't looking good for you right
Been there
there.
a couple times. So, yeah, not a good spot. Yeah, you can see him.
Or is it, right? You got to go back. You count, well, I'm in the ring, who I'm in the ring with. So that's probably
1,000%.
a pretty good spot.
Yeah, that's actually a great picture. I'm in the ring with John Cena.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. And this got one more here. Look at that. There you go.
There we go.
Yeah,
U.S. title match.
is that what it was?
Yeah.
I don't remember that one. I don't know why. I don't.
So we were
Right?
talking about
I don't
his
know.
memory.
We
Now
had a
got-
couple, so you're like, I don't know which one's that one is. So
Yeah,
oops.
you guys
I
had
bet
some-
somebody can tell us.
Nope. See,
Well, you put 'em on the spot.
Wasn't valuable,
All
I
right,
guess. I
Just
don't know.
joking.
Now they're chat GPT in it right now. So they can,
They don't have
fire
their
it back.
phones.
I'll tell you, there was
10
another
minutes later,
match
somebody will chirp off here in a minute.
with Dean Ambrose that we had. It was a triple threat match that was really good too. So I don't know if that's it, but there was another one that was really good.
Yeah, you guys had a pretty amazing trilogy with the Elimination Chamber, the Royal Rumble match, and then not too very long ago, the match you guys had in Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know who said it, but maybe Triple H said it was a love letter to pro wrestling, and
Yeah.
that was the coolest thing he could ever say, because that's exactly what we wanted to do. We wanted to kind of pay homage to the guys that we have wrestled in the past, and he did it with a lot of the WWE guys, of course, and I did it with some TNA guys, and I kind of spiced some WWE guys in there as well, but we wanted to do that, and it was a really, really fun match, man.
It was fun to watch, and it even started before the match. Before the match started, you already get hooked with the ring announcement.
Oh man, he got me.
You didn't know
I
it was
had
coming?
no idea. So I will say this before we get to that. If you're wondering why I was wearing shorts, there was a magazine cover when I was in TNA, and John was in WWE, of course, and it was a picture on the magazine of us, and I was wearing that gear. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to wear that gear.
There was all
And
sorts of
so
nostalgia.
It was two guys who you never thought would be in the ring together, same age. One's in this company, one's in that company. And so I get to the ring, and John comes in, does his entrance. I'm stretching, getting ready to rock. And he gives this paper to the announcer, and I was like, "What? I wonder what that is." I'm stretching, and I hear the definition of total nonstop action. And I was like, Is he talking about me? And then you'll see me look over like, you son of a gun, you got me.
Yeah.
And that was really cool. And he got in trouble a little bit for that whole thing.
Yeah.
I didn't know that Bullet Club was going to be in there. If you watch my reaction, I was like, whoa, you know. So really cool of him to make me feel like a superstar as he was at that moment. So it was really cool.
Wow.
Let's take a look at it because it's worth seeing.
You'll see my reaction right here.
The definition of total non-stop action.
Wait a minute.
The ace and undisputed boss of the Bullet Club. Our honor as fans, and my honor as an opponent, to see if he can beat up John Cena one final time. He is the face that runs the place. The phenomenal AJ Styles.
Wow. That's cool.
It's pretty freaking cool, man.
That is,
pretty cool.
I have to say that is pretty damn cool. And he got in trouble. Really? I mean, come on.
Well,
What are they gonna do? Fire him?
Well, he said, that's what I said. He's like, I got in a little trouble for that. And I was like, you're John Cena. What are they gonna
Right? There's,
do? So, yeah, I'm with you. I'm like, oh, John got in trouble. What does that mean? I don't know.
like, do you have the visual? Like, who's who's like admonishing him for like? Well, you really shouldn't have done that. You know.
I don't know. You tell me. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. But listen, when I'm in the ring with John Cena, time really isn't an issue. You know, we have
Right.
time limits. It depends who you're in the ring with.
Yeah.
And John, I don't worry about it.
That is the perk of being on top sometimes. Yes.
Well, I'll tell you the other guy too, Shane McMahon. I was like, well, I don't have to worry about time. That was another. Oh, all right, we're going first. Perfect.
Now him, I can see getting in trouble.
Well, he did. I mean, let's be honest.
And I witnessed it a lot.
Well, I will say this. We kind of tore the house down on that one. So Vince didn't say anything. In fact, he gave him a hug, so he must have done something right. So, yeah, I seen it with my own eyes.
It's like one of those like, damn it.
Yeah.
Damn it, you went over. Good job. Good.
Yeah.
And then blame you.
Well, that was the most beautiful way to celebrate just wrestling history as a whole throughout that entire match. You know, the way y'all paid homage to, like you said, everybody: Rusev, Miz, Chris Daniels, Kazarian.
Yeah.
I don't know what to call him on stage. What should I call him? Mark Taker?
Oh, man.
Daddy, okay.
Dude, can I tell you?
Okay.
Do I need to?
No,
be here?
please stay.
Okay.
No.
I'll tell you
But-
that one of the coolest spots, though, of
What?
that match is when I hit John with the AA, and I wanted to do the, you can't see, and he freaking chokes me and gives me the choke slam. I was like, yes. When we were coming up there, I said, absolutely, that's going to freaking be awesome. And then, getting the opportunity to do the tombstone was pretty cool, dude.
We were watching that. That was perfect.
Did any
It was
of us
so
call
good.
you, by the way?
No, absolutely not.
It happens.
I didn't do the move. I just took it.
No,
So
I know you're.
John should have called. He didn't. Hey,
He
you know
did. He
what?
should have called me, right?
He didn't call me when he
You
did
know,
the Styles Clash.
It's funny because you sitting at home and I have no idea creative what's going to happen. The match is happening and you really don't know what you're actually watching. I mean, you're watching a hell of a match, but then you're like, they're using so and so's move. It takes you a minute to figure out okay. Oh, and now you're hooked, and now you're like, who's next?
This is good.
Oh yeah. And the Bray Wyatt, Sister Abigail.
Oh, that was
I'm just gonna let you guys know whether I wanted to or not. I was taking it. I mean, if you see the move, you're like, holy crap! I think he just killed AJ. Like he whipped me through the mat. But it was awesome. And then to see all the lights go up with the phones and whatnot was pretty freaking cool.
Yeah,
That's neat.
that was cool, man. I tell you what, that may be the most accurate description of that match. Is a love letter to wrestling, man. That was it was something I think people will remember. It's going to be one of those matches. It's like Macho Man and Steamboat, and those iconic matches. I think you guys did something incredibly special that night.
It was an instant classic.
Well, the great thing about that was we have wrestled so many people, not just in WWE, but at least I have outside of WWE. Not a lot of guys are able to pull that off the way it should be.
Right.
And so I'm thankful that we were able to be able to do that. It meant a lot. I hope that my friends were sitting at home going, that's mine. He did mine.
Yeah.
I even called them. I was like, hey, do your move here. And they're like, please do.
Yeah.
They were happy about it. They're excited about it. So,
It's one of those situations where normally, like the old salty old timers would be like, damn, they're stealing my stuff. But then I think probably it was the reverse. Like, I wonder why they didn't use my move.
yeah.
Like, what was I not over enough? Like,
Yep. That's
it's
probably exactly what it was.
reverse psychology on that.
Yeah.
Hey, but I like these belts, man. They look good.
Thank you. I got WWE Shop and Fanatics carry all the legacy titles now.
Collect your favorite team's championship-style title and let everyone know where your loyalty stands.
You can head on over to fanatics.com to grab your collegiate and NFL legacy titles today.
Let's do it.
But for me, I'm sticking with Seminoles and Steelers. Well, if it's okay with y'all, I mean, can we maybe take it back just a little bit further and dig up a little bit into this Boneyard match, which was also, I believe, was an instant classic. It's something WWE had never done before, right? Cinematic, turned out beautifully. But before we get into the match itself, let's take a look at, there's a clip from The Last Ride, which you probably know what I'm talking about. But you mentioned a little somebody.
My mindset right now is still, if I don't get back in the ring, I think I'll be okay. One guy here I missed, I'd have loved to have worked with, AJ. He gets it. I mean, he really does. Reminds me a lot of Sean.
Aww.
Appreciate that. That's a compliment for sure. Thank you.
That got us started in something I guess neither one of us expected. That was it's crazy by chance that obviously we're filming the the Last Ride documentary, and that's just a genuine. That's just a genuine reaction. I was sitting in Vince's office watching that, and trying to come up with something, and your match came on, and I was just like, then it really struck me like, dang, I didn't get a chance to.
Because y'all really didn't know each other that well at that point, right? Like know each other.
Right, well, no, I mean we hadn't worked at all.
No.
So you guys got to know, we have a mutual friend. I went to college with him, one of my best friends on this planet. Also on vacations with right beside them. They got to know each other really well. I don't know if I ever told you this story. Stephen, our friend, was like, hey, I met The Undertaker and Michelle, and then I said something about your move, and should I have said that? I'm like, dude, you talking about the Styles Clash? She's like, I don't care that Michelle does that. That doesn't bother me. So he was a little hesitant because I started a fight. Oh no. So
Not only is he your mutual friend, good friend, he's also our son's godfather. Like that's how close we are with. I mean, it was all by chance.
Yep.
By
Which is
chance.
crazy.
I think we had actually been. It's like 2 weeks every summer. We go to the beach, and I get some. After a few months of that, I get a few melanomas cut off of me. But I think we were there for a couple of years before he even brought up the fact that y'all were friends.
Yeah.
And then one day we're just all sitting there, we're talking sports, and then he just drops that. And I'm like,
We're like, huh?
wait, like the guy I work with? He's like, yeah, we went to college together. Then he told me the story, and it was just like,
It's wild.
I'll be damned.
yeah, right. It's crazy.
But
world.
yeah, it's Yeah, again, is that I remember I've always like I'm having that moment, right? In that clip, I'm having that moment where I'm like, shoot, dang, this, because I've always said, and I've always felt like you were the Shawn Michaels of this era. I mean, you were so far ahead of your time. No, go ahead. No. This is. I don't. I don't throw compliments like that out lightly because obviously I think the world of Shawn and what he did, and actually, my God, what a dream match that would have been.
Oof.
Holy
I
smokes.
tried to make that happen. I did.
Oh my gosh, man.
But that's kind of what happened because I was very jealous of some of the guys who were in WWE that had the opportunity to wrestle you and Shawn Michaels and Triple H, and I was like jealous. So I was like, oh, can I wrestle Shawn? They go, he's not going to wrestle. I said, can I ask him? You know, did anyone ask him? And of course, I don't know if they ever did, but I assume the answer was no. But they're kind of the same situation. It's like, can I wrestle Undertaker?
Yeah.
And they're like, I don't know. And I was like, can I call him? I'm like, you can try. And I was like, all right, here we go.
And I think we all have different, like we all recount the story differently, maybe. So let's let them know how it kind of went down because there was WrestleMania. We were saying goodbye to our mutual friends at the hotel, the guys we were just talking about.
Yep.
And I think you had maybe put a little filler out in his
Yeah,
ear.
I wanted to wrestle this guy, you know, and trying to trying to figure out whether or not you were going to like say yes or no, right?
Right.
And
he gives you nothing.
he said, what did he say? I'm gonna wrestle, but not you. I was like, what the freak?
So you cut that story a little short. So let me give you a little more detail on that. So you approached me. We had a moment there at the hotel. You were like, "Hey man, if you ever think about getting back in the ring, I would love for it to be me." And then I think the next time we talked, you called me.
Yep.
Right? You called me and it's like, "Hey, I was watching that. And it sounded like maybe you're not done yet." And that kind of led into a phone call from Vince, and it's just like now it's starting to snowball. And I had to really think about it from where I was in my career. I really had to, because I didn't want to be a disservice to you either, because you're in your prime, and I am at that point. I'm struggling from a match to match basis to be on and to be healthy and so that was the biggest thing because I didn't want to let you down. I didn't want to let them down in a sense of, man, I don't want to do this, and then I don't want to shit the bed here, and it'd be bad. So that was the whole process of me like, give me a couple weeks to think about this, and we had to talk about it, pray about it, and I had to assess where I was physically.
But what made you ultimately say yes?
I think I know where this is going.
I just no. Ultimately, I just figured in my head, like, dude, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. It's somebody that I've always wanted to work. Even back before we had met each other, when you were still with TNA, I was like, man, this guy can go. So it was just like, dude, it's one night, it's one match, one night. What a way, if that's going to be the last one, what a way to go out. So after lots of deliberation and thought and prayer and everything else, I called Vince first and I said, yep, I'm going to do it. And he was like, God damn, all right. I'm like, I said, but hey, can we at least try to have some fun here?
Oh yeah.
This is messed
So-
up.
It
This
wasn't
is so-
just Taker. It was Vince too doing it.
Yeah. So I said, call him, or I'm going to call him, and I'm going to say, I'm going to work WrestleMania. I'm just not going to work with you.
You're like, there's some kid in developmental, like I really want to.
Yeah, there was somebody else.
It was so stupid, even I didn't believe that. Like, he's not going to let a developmental guy hurt him. He's going to let me hurt him.
Absolutely. Yeah. At the end of the day, there were so many variables. Like again, I knew how smooth you were. I knew like this is going to be good. And yeah, it really was. Once I got over like what my physical limitations would be, it was a no-brainer because I knew that we would tear it down. And that was the plan. And when I started training to get in shape, man, I was ultra motivated because I didn't want to be in a situation where I felt like you were having to carry me, right? So that would have actually killed me to think that. But got off to an incredible. At this time in my career, like I was like a boxer. I had to go into camp, right? Like I would have to just focus on getting my cardio right and working around the injuries. And if I was too heavy, losing weight, or if I didn't feel like I was big enough to put on weight. So it was a whole process of, I don't know, 16 weeks I would usually back out and then try and peak on that day.
It was rough.
And when I started my camp, it was like, man, everything was just gelling, right? It was just like, oh man, I feel really good. This is going to be a banger. And then, womp, womp,
COVID hits.
COVID.
Yeah,
COVID stuck
so
his head
COVID
in.
hits, and I mean, when do y'all find out that it's not going to be in a ring? It's going to be,
Can we? I think you skipped something.
what did I skip? Part of that
You
story?
asked him,
Wait,
what was it that made him
say
say
yes.
yes.
Ultimately, I did.
Do you remember what it was? I don't know if you know. I think we kind of skipped over that.
Well, you go ahead.
I'm pretty sure your wife, Michelle,
You're welcome.
I heard this come from her mouth. She goes, nobody better.
It's
Yes.
true. He looked at me because he really was.
So thank you, Michelle,
welcome,
for
you're
saying
welcome,
that.
you're
Getting this guy to get in the.
He was going kind of back and forth, and like he said, where he was at, he's like, and he looked at me, and goes, I don't know. I go, what do you mean you don't know? It's AJ. Like, it's the greatest. Like, you have to do it. And the 5 years prior when he retired, the 5 years before, I was just like, no, but I was like, but it is AJ.
All
You
right.
have to come back. Yeah.
To be clear on that,
was four.
and I never used the words retirement. I never used those words.
You're smart.
I put my stuff in the ring after the Roman match. I'll give me one for that. That's pretty obvious what I was doing, and then they talked me into coming back again.
You know what they call him?
What?
Santa Claus, because he only came out once a year. That came from Fit Finley.
Yes, that's a Fit Finley original.
Santa Claus never made as much money as this guy did, though. Holy cow.
Okay, so location. So when do y'all find out?
Location, back to
location.
Yeah, let's get off of
that. COVID ruins everything.
COVID ruined everything. Dadgummit.
Or
but
did
when
it.
Or did it? That's true. Because look at this picture, y'all. This is actually the Boneyard. Can y'all believe that? It's like a deserted farmland. Is this the day before when y'all went and scouted the location?
Yes, this is the day before.
By y'all, I wasn't
By
one of those
y'all,
guys.
we mean, yeah.
It
Who
wasn't
was
me.
it?
Somebody was
me?
bigwigging us that day.
Oof.
He was the face that ran
That
the place.
was,
He didn't have to be
listen,
there.
guys, I made 0 decisions on what we did for the Boneyard match. I barely knew what it was, so.
I think that's what we're going to get to that too, because I
Okay,
didn't
sorry.
either.
Jumping ahead
I
again.
know I didn't either.
I don't think anybody knew.
So this is location. Y'all go look at this, and do you think, oh yeah, we can make magic here? I mean, you're looking at trees, and
I remember driving up to this place the day before. This is about. So we are just to give a little context too. I'd gone to Florida so I could work out in the PC, so I could spar a little bit, get some reps, and work and get my body used to taking bumps and everything. Because again, we thought this was going to happen at Raymond James Stadium in a ring. That was our the initial plan. COVID comes in, that all gets shut down. But we get stuck in Florida. So anyway, so I'm here, and we go the day before the match. And we drive, again, this is like 50 minutes outside of Orlando. We roll up on this place, and we kind of just pull up, and then no one says anything. We're just kind of looking at this empty lot. And I'm like, where? Because I'm looking for a cemetery or something that has some kind of character or some kind of feel to it, and there's an old barn and the rest of it is just grass.
Okay, so who
And-
is we? We know it's not AJ.
So no. So it was Paul and Michael Hayes
Okay.
and myself, and then and then Paul's driver. So
It's true. I'm sure.
I don't have a driver. Anyway, so yeah, we're just sitting there looking, and everybody's kind of like, and I'm like, what on earth are we going to do here?
What do you?
And that's all we did. We looked at this place, and like normally I've got some type of
Well,
vision.
there you go. There's some graves.
Yeah, this was not there. None of this was there.
So
The
are
day
those
that-
like the
day
styrofoam
before.
ones you get from Spirit Halloween? Is that like the?
It may have been.
No,
what do you? It's COVID. Everything's shut down. Like what?
Yeah, I don't
Party
know.
City. I don't know. Was
Party
it open?
City. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
I have no idea because none of this stuff was there the day of. And yeah, if I'd have seen this, I would have went, okay, yeah, I can work with this. This is my jam here. But yeah, no, none of this was there, and I'm trying to be on board, right? I'm trying to be positive because again,
Well, look at that.
Look at
That
this.
looks cool. I mean, that looks a little more like dilapidated. And I don't.
so the
Yeah.
barn is there.
Yeah.
That barn is there, but all this other stuff is just props.
Did y'all ever question like, what is this place? Is this okay to be here? Because it kind of, I don't.
There was a neighborhood
Look a
across
li-
the street.
That's in the middle of a
There was
neighborhood.
like a straight up neighborhood. I bet they were wondering what the heck is going on.
Yeah.
They probably left town.
Yeah, again, and right. I mean, this is full on mask lockdown COVID, and then there's people gathered, putting a cemetery together.
You have tombstones.
An old man Johnson's farm here.
Okay, so we've got the setting, got the location. Y'all nailed that down. And then y'all start putting the match together. Do y'all
No,
even
so
structure anything whatsoever, or no? Okay.
no, so we don't see. So that day one, we don't see each other till the next day.
Right.
It's in a much. It's got much more character and appeal to it that by the time that we showed up.
Yeah, when I got there, I was like, whoa, this is great,
Maybe-
because I didn't know what it looked like before. This is going to be awesome.
Maybe that's why they didn't invite you. They didn't want you to
Yeah.
think like, hey,
No,
this
don't
was a
invite
little. Yeah.
Negative Neil over here. Yeah.
It was amazing what 24 hours meant to that field.
Well, let me say, y'all turned it around 24 hours because as soon as we were watching, I was watching from home, we get these entrances. And I'm not going to lie, this hearse pulls up. I'm thinking it's my husband.
Yeah.
No,
I didn't come
it
up
is-
with that. I don't know if it was Michael Hayes or Triple H, but one of them's like, we want you to come in
It's
there.
brilliant.
I was like, yeah. In a
That's-
coffin? No problem.
Brilliant. Wait, what is
Heck
it?
yeah.
Oh, you're that excited to get in a coffin?
It's-
Like I feel
there
like
was
I'd
a
give
lot
you
of things that really this is, what if AJ died? This is what it looked like because I had a
Oh.
tombstone, I had a casket, I had hearse, like I had it all, man.
Oh, were
It's
you
not-
excited about that?
I think I really was. I mean,
That's kind of sick.
that was crazy, but I knew what was about to happen. I didn't know how good it was going to be. And I'll tell you this, when they told me it was going to be a cinematic match, there had been maybe one or two before. Randy Orton, I did one, I think, and New Day did with the Wyatts, and they were okay. I thought they were really cool, but they didn't get as many positive reviews as I thought they should have.
Sure.
And so I was like, oh man, I hope this doesn't suck. I mean, because they're going to hate it because it's cinematic, not because what we're doing is bad,
Right.
just because it's cinematic.
Cinematic.
So
Well,
It's extremely difficult to do cinematic matches because you don't get any direct feedback. Like when you're in an arena or in a stadium and you're doing something and people you get those crazy pops and you're on track to do something.
Mm-hmm.
When you are in a field with nobody there but cameras and it's like that felt like it was good and that really hurt. I hope it translates when it comes out because that hurt like hell. And the ground is pretty unforgiving.
Unforgiving, yeah.
So yeah, it's difficult to get into a normally it's difficult to get into a feel of the match in a cinematic type match.
Well, the entrance was complete heel brilliance, in my opinion. I mean, we're going to watch it here, but you looked really happy to get out of that coffin, too.
I was excited, man. I was ready.
Let's see. Oof. Got the druids.
Stole them.
Stole 'em. I
I
love
was
it.
so pumped, dude.
30 years and you kill me off in 10 seconds. What
I
the?
love it. Stole your druids. Stole
Yeah, I
your
don't know how
hearse.
I accumulated your druids, but I got them.
Oh my gosh. Did you pay them or offer them food or something?
Told them it was a chance to get back at you for, treating them so
So
badly.
poorly,
over the years.
yeah. and then we start hearing, we see the flames. We start hearing Metallica, which we'll get to that too. And then all of a sudden you hear the bike. You get a little nervous. Hey. Ooh, that's hot.
That was cool. I mean, I knew you were coming up in a motorcycle. I didn't know we were going to have Metallica.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, you have to, you kind of one up me there, and I go, man, I can't. This dude's coming out of a hearse, out of a casket. He's using all my gimmicks. So I had to figure out something there. But it's funny going back to what you had mentioned earlier about being in a neighborhood, like. That bike was obviously it's toned down a little bit, but that bike was loud.
Still loud, yeah, it was.
And you know me, I'm having a good time on that bike, and I'm putting it in second gear and just letting off, and it's blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, I don't know how far away you were, but we were like, here he comes.
Yeah.
Like we heard you.
I could see peripherally over there was a fence, and I could see peripherally the lights and houses coming on as each time and it took 3 or 4 times to get all the camera angles right and the shot that we were looking for.
And it was late.
Yeah, it
yeah.
was really late. So yeah, I think they probably I don't think they were real excited about all the.
That's funny. But so you alluded to this earlier, and I was going to get to it. Am I the only one that legit had no clue what a boneyard match was? Did y'all know what it was? Did y'all know what it was?
I had no clue.
That makes me feel better.
I was like, well, is it a graveyard match?
That's
Like,
what, yeah.
what
It
is
was a buried alive
Maybe,
match
yeah.
on steroids.
On
basically.
steroids, okay.
This is what if you were to have a buried alive match in a cemetery. This is what it would look like. We had to do them. We did all those buried alives
Okay.
in arenas, so it was. It was a condensed down to the grave. Or there's a picture of one there. So we had all this room to play with. So yeah, it was a.
So that was the first time you'd ever had a match outside like that. You've had one in the arena.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
That's pretty freaking cool.
This is all new to me too. I mean, I did the Boiler Room Brawl with Mankind, with the betrayal urn. I learned that recently. The
What'd you say?
betrayal urn, but they name everything, man. It's
The
crazy.
betrayal urn?
Betrayal, yeah, because I
Oh.
fought all the way to
Yeah.
the arena, and then waiting for Paul to give me the urn. That's when he turned on me,
Oh,
so it was called the betrayal
That's
urn.
very fitting.
Right? Did I get
Very
that right?
fitting.
Yeah.
Oh,
So, but anyway,
Are you ready to hold WWE history in the palm of your hand? Topps is bringing you closer to the action than ever before with WWE Topps Now. Highlighting the biggest matches and milestones from WWE shows and PLEs throughout the year. Topps Now is enhancing the fan experience by connecting collectors to superstars and spectacles that ignite their passion. Featuring stunning, event-exclusive photography, each card is made for the moment. And for some lucky collectors, the moment could be the pull of a lifetime. Along with serial numbered parallels, some Topps Now releases offer a chance at rare short prints, superstar autographs, and even pieces of the mat. gear, or other items used during the featured match. So which moments will you collect? With each card only available for a limited time, you won't want to wait to begin your Tops Now journey. Be sure to subscribe to WWE Tops Now mailing list on Tops.com and follow Tops on all social media platforms so you never miss a single moment.
So, okay, this is where I have a little bone to pick with you. Just, it's not bad, but I mean,
Good
you know,
luck.
now y'all are, we had the entrances, y'all are face to face, you're talking trash, like
Oh,
a great
listen.
Hillwood. No, but you're backing up the whole time like the coward you are, you know, just chirping. But
Wow.
no, I mean in the match, like not
Whoa.
in real life.
Brother.
In the match, right?
That was
in the
Hill
match.
AJ Styles, yes.
So my question is, why you got to bring me into it and get all personal? A girl sitting at home
We're going to have to move the furniture.
didn't do anything.
He's trying to hurt his feelings, you know? I thought, does Michelle know you're out this late? Because you're old?
Oh.
Mind you, I'm pretty old myself in that match. Like, we're two old guys out there.
That match aged us both.
Yeah.
And I was probably already in bed, so I probably didn't know he was out anyway.
Oh, yeah? You in
Yeah.
bed?
Yo,
Yeah.
it gets dark. She gone.
Gone.
Yeah. Yeah, my wife's like that. Yeah, I'm your ride and die till about 9 o'clock.
Till about
Yeah, she gone. She
8:15. But I mean,
Yeah.
y'all started going first name, government name basis, like.
Well, you started that though.
That's my fault.
He started that in the original promos. He started that, right?
Yeah, because I wanted to see 3 characters come out in one that night, right? That was the premise of that story. Mark, the American Badass, and The Undertaker.
Right.
And to bring all those out of who you portrayed in your last match, I thought was a brilliant idea.
It is.
And freaking you brought every one of them, and it was freaking cool. We did all of it. But then, you know, everybody knows I'm Alan now, and that's just not a cool name. It just sounds like a nerdy name. He's
So
Alan.
you just nailed it. So that go home week to the match, you had that promo where you kind of alluded to what he just said and deemed it the unholy trinity.
The unholy trinity. Yeah.
I like
It's
that.
pretty freaking cool. Yeah.
Oh, we
And I
have
hope
it?
you bring those
Oh.
two ass clowns, Gallows and Anderson, with you. All 3 of you can feel the wrath of the unholy trinity I'm bringing with me. Just know you will feel the pain. You will get hurt. And you will suffer. And most importantly, you will rest in peace.
Ooh, there it is.
What the frick? It's already
it
there.
is.
That was pretty. That was a
That was
pretty good
cool.
shot. Yeah,
that
it was
was,
good.
that's
That
one of
was
my
cool.
favorite. That's one of my favorite promos. And I thought because of that promo, when I mentioned Unholy Trinity, that's why you brought.
Those 2 cronies with him.
Yeah, you
my friends.
Gallows and Anderson. I thought that's what you figure. Was he bringing 3 people?
Yeah.
So
That's smart.
yeah, it was. I figured from the promo that you cut early in that thing where
Which really was
You-
so good.
she was legit hot.
I texted Wendy. I texted his wife. I'm
Oh,
like,
man.
Wendy, you know how much I love y'all, but I'm legit kind of starting to hate your
Yeah, she
husband
told
for
me.
a second. No, I said, but because it was so good. It was so good.
It was good, and it's exactly, I think, for the story that we were going to tell. It was.
Yeah.
John had hit on some of that like the year prior.
Yeah, it didn't do anything to him either.
I think, but you took it to a level of like, ooh, you kind of got uncomfortable, and no one had stepped on the boundaries that you stepped on. But again, it was perfect to get me to the point of the unholy trinity.
Well, that's the whole thing about anytime I think about what would piss me off. You can talk about me all you want. I don't care about this guy. But when you bring family into it, dude, we're about to scrap. You say another word. And so to me, that's what I was hopefully getting you to that point where I'm going to get this guy. I'm going to get him into the ring, you know, whatever it takes. And if I have to talk about his wife or whatever it is, you know, that's what I was trying to do. And it worked.
I loved it. Yeah, it worked. And y'all said, screw that. Y'all started throwing blows from the get-go.
Oh,
y'all
yeah.
were going at it. And what, 3-4 minutes in, you punched the glass out in the hearse, cut your arm all busted, all open.
Totally real, by the way. That
I
whole
know.
thing
Yeah.
was real.
Yeah.
His reaction was real.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, do we have a video? That'd
Didn't
be
y'all
awesome.
have to...
You want to see the?
Yeah. I
Did
wanna
you want to
him in
see him
pain.
get hurt again? The pain in his face,
Like that?
We actually do have a video.
Do you?
Y'all had to stop production. Well,
Wow, there he is. I didn't think you'd show up. Yeah. Hey, does Michelle know you're out this late?
Hey, don't ever talk about my one again, you sorry son of a bitch.
I look like the kid on the Christmas story getting beat up, you know.
so what?
Before we're going to get to the arm going through the window, but what was, and this is just stuff that you can't teach. You either have this or you don't have it. What made this match, I think, so good and so compelling? It wasn't the physicality was good and it all made sense, but it's the interactions between the action and just the talk back and forth. 'Cause I think we were able to tap in on what people would actually feel in
Yeah.
that situation, right? All the things, you called me old and like, did she know that I was out? She didn't make me wear my life alert, but
I've fallen and I can't get up.
that's what I think hooked people into the story. The promos that we cut that led us to the match, and then the interactions between us, between the punches and the selling and all of that was just like, wow.
That's some good storytelling.
This is different.
And the cool thing is, we barely talked about what we were going to do.
Yeah.
I mean, this shoot was a little longer than I thought it'd be, but not because we had to talk about anything, because they had to move cameras and stuff around. That was it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we'd been out there in an hour or less. I mean, honestly, 15 minutes, if you're like, we'd been done. So that's why I thought, it was in that moment, I was like, dadgummit, especially after it was over, I was like, man, what would it have been like to been in the ring with him? Because I felt like our timing was
Yeah.
about the same. Like you kind of knew where you were going, and you knew where I was going before we went there. And I was like, man,
And
this is fun.
speaking of things running long, I mean, y'all had to shut down production because of the arm, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So we're there, and we had to wait till it got dark, right? Because who wants to have a boneyard match in the daylight? So we have to, and it's Florida in April, so it's light till
8 o'clock,
8:30, 9
Yeah.
o'clock. So finally the sun goes down. All right, let's go. Here we go. We start fighting, and then just a few minutes in, my arm goes through the window, and yeah, this show this mess here.
Tough guy. Take. Son of a bitch. Look what you did. You got me cut. Huh?
That's like the perfect example of, is it real?
It was.
Yeah, it was very real. So we're probably less than 10 minutes.
Dude, yeah, it's at the beginning of the match.
Oh,
Yeah,
your
we're
arm
less than
is
10
in
minutes
there,
into
look.
it, and then we had to shut down. We have to shut down for about an hour as they're picking glass out of my arm, and
That's Ellis.
yeah, it was
So much for
Look
safety
at you back
glass.
there. Look at you back there, AJ. Hands on your hips, like, oh man, we had to.
What a wuss.
What a
This guy's
wuss. Suck
soft.
it up, Buttercup.
This guy bleed. He's a
He would have
bleeder.
fought with glass in his arm when he was younger.
Okay, but here, what y'all don't know, and I don't know if I think we may have told you this, but so the glass goes through his arm, right? They get it out, supposedly. A year goes by, like literally a year. We're at home. He's like, babe, I think something's like, I don't know, there's something poking out of my arm and it doesn't feel right. And I look and he's got like a triangle, like underneath his skin. And I'm like, So of course, I've taken out plenty of staples of his head, plenty of, whatever. He's like, stitches. He's like, try to get it out. I'm like, I don't know what it is. Like, you want me just to dig into your arm? Long story short, we get to WrestleMania the following year, and I'm like, Doc, Mark's like, I don't know, it kind of moves around. It kind of hurts a little bit. He still had glass in his arm. A year later, Doc had to cut out more glass from his arm. I mean,
Here it is.
there it is. Dang. So that's the following WrestleMania. I asked to try it out, sorry.
They got it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. Well, you can't really see it, but
you
there's
can't. That doesn't really do it justice. But it was another big old. It was a year, guys, a year.
And there was a nice little triangular shard of glass that little reminder of the year prior.
Man. You see it?
Yeah, there it is.
It wasn't my idea to do that. Just
No,
so
you
everybody
and you
knows.
were just getting out of the way. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, who wouldn't get out of the way?
Well, yeah. I had
The car would
I had
not.
a metal bar in my hand, and I think I was a little amped up when I when I
hope so.
swung, and you weren't there. I'm glad you weren't there, because it would have been a thunderous
You and I
shot.
know, we know what that was. You're going, I'm going to break it the first time I hit it.
Yeah,
it
let's see
wasn't. So yeah, you were amped up because like it ain't going to be a boom, safety glass. But man, you punched through it and then some. Like it was going to break the first time.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it.
That wasn't safety glass.
Well, isn't
It was the
yeah? But isn't it called safety glass?
like for real. That's what they use, safety glass.
Like I think it's for safety, so like it doesn't shatter all over you. I don't know. I'm making
Ben
this
Brown
up. I
says
just what I
yes.
thought.
Sugar glass.
It's not sugar glass.
No,
not
that's
sugar
that's
glass.
a special effect. This was the actual glass that they put in the hearse when they built it.
Tempered glass. I don't know
We
what it is.
digress.
The fact of the matter is, he got cut. And it's his own fault.
It's definitely his own fault.
So yes, it shut everything down for an hour.
And it's cold, right? So like it's cold. Y'all have gotten warmed
getting
up. Then you
cold.
have to
It's
shut
getting
down
cold.
production.
Yeah.
Okay, but then we kick things back off. Like we said, you brought your friends.
Brought my friends.
Brought your friends.
And my Druid friends as well.
Drew it.
And
And I think we have a clip of that. This is the first time.
Did you go to the Druid Union and
I did.
like,
I didn't tell you.
you spoiled them, man.
Hey,
That-
guys, I got an idea. And they were like,
Hey.
we're on.
They're like,
That guy's been treating you wrong for all these years.
they turned on
He's
you
a
fast.
real douchebag, isn't he? Yes.
It's a little strong.
Sorry. Yeah, it might have been.
Might have been. It worked though.
He's a real jerk. Come on.
Come work for
it's
me.
out there
Come
now.
work for me. Oh,
We're just getting started.
This is my best Clint Eastwood. I don't know, man. I wouldn't mess with him.
Oh, here it comes.
uh-oh.
Wouldn't it be great if I just got on the bike and rode off right there?
I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, but I feel like you've been in this situation before. Maybe not in a wrestling ring or in a boneyard, but it looked like you're just like, you're surrounded. And it's like, all right, it's time to go.
It had been a few years, but yeah, I've been in that situation a few times.
About to say the older Mark would be like, you know what, guys, I'm going to get on my bike and just head on out.
Yeah, I'm good, man.
See y'all.
Let's
been
let
real.
Shut it
bygones
down.
be bygones. I'm just gonna go and get out of here before she realizes I'm missing.
Actually, I thought you were missing that night. Y'all had gone so long.
Oh, man.
At one point.
It was a while. So after that, you beat up my friends. And
Yeah.
Gallows and Anderson, I love them. I miss them. But I hit you in the back with a tombstone.
Yes, you did.
I had to hit you with it.
You did.
Yeah, you start getting the upper hand real
like
fast.
I really hit him
No.
with it because it's kind of like you're gonna break the glass in the first hit. Well,
Yeah.
we didn't have. I don't know if we had another one.
No, we had
So
no-
it had to bust up a little bit.
Yeah.
So I had to make sure that happened.
Yeah.
It looked cool. It may have not felt
Felt
good.
cool.
It's funny because people have watched this and they want to talk about the Boneyard match and they were like, man, your selling, man, was incredible. Like I could hear like you were wheezing and I was like, you're damn right I was wheezing. The man hit me with a he hit me with a tombstone, and I couldn't hardly breathe because my ribs.
We're correct.
Well, I can tell you this too. We did a spot where we went through a little barricade.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember this. And I had to hit you. Like I had to freaking tackle you, like a straight up football tackle, and I need to come with it. And you're like, bring it, dude. And you know what I'm saying? Like, that's my kind of guy. Like, you know you had to make something look the way it was supposed to. And this guy was like, bring it. And I was freaking, you know, like I was a linebacker and I came with it, dude. It was cool moments like that, like you know what it needed.
Yeah.
And it was that I was like, did I really get him? Because you were wheezing after that one. I was like, oh man, I really, because I had to hit you, you know.
And I think we've got a clip of that too, or at least of you getting the upper hand for sure.
Of course we
Shell. A broken shell is what you used to
Wow.
Phenom. You know, Phenom. You're nothing. You're nobody.
Thank you, Stone Cold. I have to pay royalties on that. Tater.
I thought you were an American badass. Huh? You know what you look like now? A broken down old bitch.
Oh.
Ouch.
Trust me.
I would if I could breathe.
I'm doing the world a favor. I'm gonna bury you
That's all real.
right here, right now.
Dang.
Bruh.
Dang.
Dude.
That's cool, man.
I mean, there were some harsh words, almost as harsh as that shot to your back that sent you into the grave.
That's one of those where, as my son sits out here, he's going, ooh. That's where I go, listen, AJ Styles is not your dad. You are not to talk like him. So that was, there's no cussing at my house. So AJ's getting me in trouble a little bit there.
It was, man.
Still feeling it?
It would have probably bothered me a little more if I'd have had any feeling below my waist at that point.
But the storytelling, like y'all said, I mean, just the back and forth, man, that trash talk was money.
Yeah, man. It was. You're right. It was the little things that we did as far as the trash talk, because, you know, we went through a car window. I got slammed on a hearse, and you know, like there's so many things going on right there. Getting hit in the back of the head with this tombstone, and it's about to get better. I think the biggest meme known to man. It's about to happen.
Y'all know exactly what we're talking about. Who
I
knows?
mean,
Yes.
I've seen it everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
I can't tell you how many people send me this meme. A lot of times it's that meme where you're supposed to be in bed as a kid and your dad wakes up and sees you watching TV. Like, you know.
Little did we know one of our major contributions to the world of wrestling would be this meme right here.
Man.
It's true. Everybody still talks about it. That's so funny.
It is. And it was, obviously we had no clue that it would turn into that. We just thought it was going to be a cool looking shot with me backlit. This was, so back to the storytelling, back to the unholy trinity. This now is me, and this segment of the match is me kind of turning back into the Undertaker and the supernatural, and using some of those supernatural elements of the character through the years. So
I mean, because you sure enough teleported right behind him. You were in the grave 5 seconds ago, and then all of a sudden, you're up there.
Old school Undertaker.
I love it.
Well,
That's how I used to roll.
When I was trying to translate at that moment, like, oh my God, he's supernatural. Like, and I'm scared for my life because I don't know how to beat this guy because he can teleport from the grave to behind me. Like, So yeah, it was really cool.
I wish I'd have just started out with the superpowers early.
Yeah,
I
what
would
are you-
yeah.
I would
What's
have
wrong
took a
with you?
lot less beating.
Yeah. But I mean, you thought you had the upper hand. The ashes to ashes. That was also good.
Oh,
Dust
yeah.
to dust. Wiping off the dirt from your hands.
That's right.
I loved
Yeah.
it.
Then we get this.
Okay. Yep. Here we go. Oh, was the tractor just there?
Yeah, I mean, because you had to use it to bury the guy, right?
But I mean, it was just there at the place. The
No,
tractor.
No, they brought that in.
Okay, so somebody had the idea of this
They
tractor.
actually played,
Went to the
used it to
neighbors.
dig the hole.
Funny
You
thing,
know, honestly.
So the funny thing is, I don't know if you remember this or not. So the tractor's there, and then I think Ellis was the
Stunt coordinator.
Stunt coordinator, did all the the props and everything. Was trying to. You got so hot at him because he tried to tell you how to operate the tractor. You're like, I don't know how to run a tractor. Because like in the middle of all this going on, you get hot because he questioned your country boy.
That's funny.
Yeah, I did.
I get hot too. But you got your powers back. You're throwing fire bombs.
Yeah, that's just,
I mean-
I had to go way deep into the bag.
Look how slow he's coming up the ladder.
Man,
That's the
you
dramatic.
just hit him with a
Yeah.
shovel.
There's nowhere to run. Ah!
I mean, y'all are on top. And as if all that wasn't enough, you end up choke slamming our friend off the roof.
Do you remember this? Do you remember this? Because I was like, hey, because he is choke slamming me off the roof of that barn through another little barn house. I don't know what it was. And it's like I don't know, 8x8 little.
There was not
It
much
wasn't
margin
big.
of error.
That's what I'm saying. And I go, hey, how do you want me to do this for you? And you were like, hey, man, just go. I'm like, I don't know where I'm going. My back, I can't see anything. I was like, you're going to have to put me where you want me. And I admit, man, I was like, either this is going to be great or I'm going to be paralyzed.
It's going to be a short night.
You know, like it was that, and that was a real thing that we did. I mean, of course, we had something soft, but I had to go through that little barn that we had, and I had no idea where I was landing because I couldn't see. So it's pretty scary, and it was real. It was
I
crazy.
think we have it. I think we have it.
Oh, do we?
No, please. No, this is what you asked for, right? This is what you wanted.
Oh, that is a tight little fit there.
It was. Yeah.
If you would have seen it, you'd be like, "Oh my God, he might kill him."
Y'all are crazy.
Yeah, and I guess I can tell you now.
What the? Oh,
No, so no, you're well aware. So this is probably 2-3 o'clock in the morning.
yeah.
When that happened, and the temperature has fallen, and that was a tin roof that we were standing on, and it had started to condensate.
Oh, geez.
So it was like standing on ice.
Yeah, it was slippery up there. I remember that.
It was really slippery. I mean, there was one point where I slipped and almost fell. I don't think we have that footage, but
Or do we?
yeah, I don't want to see it.
Oh shoot!
Whoop! Whoa!
Almost right off the roof there.
That's wild. Oh, you knew it got
Yeah.
serious.
Yeah,
You're
it
like,
had to
wait,
be hard
wait.
to keep your footing up there because it was a tin roof. There's, it's doing this number.
Yeah. So his foot hit my foot, trying to keep my balance. I slid, and I'm right on the edge of going off of that
Ay, ay,
thing
ay.
sideways. But
I almost won that match, is what you're
You
saying.
almost, yeah, you did. You almost won that match, but what's going through my head, right? Because obviously I have to place you. I've got to push you out far enough and place. And what's going in my head is, please don't, your feet, please don't slip. Yeah, and I didn't want, and I didn't want to, and I didn't want to say anything to you. I didn't want you worried because I knew you were already having to take a blind bump off the, off that high, that high roof. I was just like, oh my goodness, just please don't slip right now. And yeah, I was just like, do I tell him or do I not? Screw it. Let's just go. Let's go for it.
Yeah.
Thank goodness it worked. But man, it was a nightmare up there because of how slick it got. And I mean, you can kind of tell. You can kind of just tell by the ginger way that everybody was walking, especially me. It was just like, oh man.
We all up there were like, oh shoot.
That's crazy.
We were just taking bumps or whatnot, and for you to have to do what you did, because you tombstone and gave a big boot up there, and then threw gallows off the top of the roof.
Yeah.
So you were moving. I would just kind of step it back.
Yeah,
as
it
a fan, I mean, well, one, y'all are crazy, but as a fan, thank y'all, because I mean, it's freaking good. But I don't think sometimes people realize exactly what the guys and girls go through or put themselves through, to put on a good match, and that's just a small example of,
we're invested at that point. I mean, we've. What's that?
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say we're invested deep into this match now. We know it by this point that we're doing something that's going to be pretty special.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And now you're so invested. Again, it's 2-3 o'clock in the morning. We've been out there for hours by this point. So it's just like, man, we're just throwing it all.
And we're
everything
invested.
out.
Like, we're invested. I mean, everybody's all in. And we get to one of my favorite parts because it was just, again, it was the storytelling. One of my favorite parts of that match was nothing physical, but it was when you kind of gave him this fatherly hug, kind of patted him on the head, and
Again,
then you sent him airborne into a
Again,
grave.
this is me trying
but-
to channel. This is me trying to channel my inner Clint Eastwood here, and
I think you did pretty good. Let's see.
Come on, buddy. Come on. Get him. Don't bury me. Don't bury me.
don't bury
Don't
me.
Bury me. Do this. Come on, go out like a man. Go. Come on, go out like a man. Right? What? 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 Am I an old man? I'm an old man, right? I'm sorry. You're sorry. Now you're sorry.
That.
Hell of a fight. Don't bury me. Huh? Do you think I'm gonna bury you? Really? You just fought your ass off. You fought your ass off. Come on, man. Huh? Come here. Come here. I'm not. Come here, man.
Well, I don't know why I'm hugging you back. What the freak?
There's a lot of people ain't give me that fight. You good, brother? You all right?
Dang. That looks like a deep hole.
It's weird. Like you look back and go, wow, I really hugged you back. And like I'm just hugging him back.
It was the
It's about
caressing of the head for me.
Yeah, he pet me and everything.
But again, all of that is just ad lib and like.
Was that exact part ad-libbed, or did
Yeah.
y'all have
We didn't-
alternate like
No.
endings? Nope.
All ad libbed.
Dang.
We knew. I knew we were going to the hole, but all that is just completely off the cuff. No, it's just action and reaction, and you know what? They actually cut the final product. Do you remember me sitting on the edge of the
Oh, yeah, yeah,
of
yeah.
There's a. It's actually even more disturbing, is because I was sitting on the in the grave, like on the outside with my feet inside in the grave, and your beaten and battered self, and your head is just kind of laying there, and I'm having that same conversation with you, and trying to comfort you before I kill you.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
It was really good. I don't know why they ended up cutting that out, but you get the gist of it with the standing part there. But just again, it was so fun at that point. And again, we knew I think we knew that
Yeah.
we were doing something that was really special, and
And
yeah, man.
you being the dead man with all your mystique and powers, and actually smarter than you were giving yourself credit for. You let him dig the hole, but you've already got the headstone. You've already got his name, his date. I mean, you came prepared.
I took a picture with that headstone.
Oh, that's
I
kind
still
of
got it. I should ask for it.
disturbing.
So
A little foreshadowing
Did-
there, yeah. Like it's just mind
Foreshadowing?
games and
He just said he had a picture of him and his headstone. You
no,
said
we're
that's
talking about the
foreshadowing?
headstone.
Did
as
anybody
he-
else hear that way? No?
Well, we're talking about when the headstone's there and then he
yeah.
covers it at the end, right? Like that's what we're talking about.
Got it. Okay. Sorry. We actually have it on here.
Oh, we do.
Aww.
That hand is so ridiculous. I remember seeing that and I'm going, eh.
Woohoo! Yeah. Whose idea was the hand? Do y'all remember whose idea was the hand?
had to be
What
Michael
mine?
Hayes.
Did you say? Oh,
Had to be Michael Hayes.
I mean, the way I
Probably.
see it, was it you were buried or your hand was raised? Maybe you actually beat him.
Did you go over?
You might have gone over.
Who knows?
I don't know. That didn't look too promising.
My hand
This is
looks
true.
weird. I can tell you that. Like,
It's like rigor mortis is already set in.
yeah, I think I'm dead.
Oh my goodness, man! I tell you what, it wasn't what we envisioned when we started that whole thing, but man, I think it was meant to be.
1,000%. I said that to you. I think as bad as it was, COVID and whatnot, man, you literally rode off.
Yeah.
Like that's the way you go out right there. And I'm thankful that I was able to be in that match with you, man. It was special to me because I got a chance to work you. And if I could go out like that, man, I would love to do that. That is awesome. And it was an awesome match.
It was good. Yeah. It was.
Yeah, and it's. I don't know that I've ever even. I don't know. Maybe I have talked about this, but it was about at that 3. So when I rode off, it was I don't know, maybe 45 minutes till the sun started peeking through. Again, about that 3:34 in the morning is when it had dawned on me that this was pretty much it for me. My body, because although I was in shape, but it was very apparent to me, and I know it had to do with the temperature dropping, and then, doing physicality, and then having to stop while they moved cameras. But it was somewhere in those early morning hours that I had realized that this was going to be it. Yeah, and I didn't, I didn't really say anything for a while, but like I knew. This was it. This is what I had been looking for that closure, and I knew that it wasn't going to get any better than this. And I'm extremely, extremely proud of what we did that night.
Yep.
Should be. I just want to reiterate one more time that y'all literally started that at sunset the night before. And I remember waking up, still having not heard from you, going, what on God's green earth? Like, are they okay? Like, y'all literally went to 5 o'clock in the morning, 5:30 in the morning.
it was really late. And we were nasty
Yeah.
from being in that dirt. We were dirty. It was.
Yeah, I had dirt in places I didn't know I had
Oh.
places. And I had to go back to so again when I left here, I had to drive back 50 minutes to meet another doctor at the PC to start stitching my arm up, because they didn't stitch it up. They just cleaned it out as best they could and started to kind of glue it together. And
They glued that glass right in there.
yeah, they did. It stayed in there for a year. But yeah, so I had to go back. So I had to go back to the PC, get finish getting cleaned up, stitched up, and then drive back to where y'all were staying. So it was late, man. What a crazy night. It was as rewarding as it is now, looking back on this, and you tend to forget everything that was going on with me around that time period. But man, again, I can't thank you enough for pushing me to have one more, man. That was.
I don't know if you know this, but I called Michelle and I was like, I want to get him something, for having this match with me. And she goes, give him your gloves. Like, that'll mean a lot to him. And so I signed the gloves that we wrestled in.
Yep.
And gave them to you as a gift. And it wasn't too long after that, I got your gloves.
Yeah.
That you wrestled in that night, and they're sitting at home amongst all the trophies that I've done and gotten wrestling and whatnot, and it is my most prized possession. So thank you for that.
Thank you, brother. I see. That's the last time that I wore those kind of gloves. That was it, man.
That was it.
That
dude.
was it, man. And that's the way it's going to stay. So
I'll be able to sell those for a lot
of money one day, for real.
I'm surprised you haven't already.
Where
my
does that,
goodness.
if I don't put you on the spot too much, but where does that rank? Because y'all both had some bangers at WrestleMania, but like for WrestleMania matches, I mean, that's got to be up there.
That's my WrestleMania match.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, and it despite the fact that it was COVID and it was crazy right now, but we saved WrestleMania.
I agree.
I'm going to hold on to that.
Yes.
So, and it was the main event of the first night. So, I kind of say that I had a WrestleMania main event match.
Yes.
So for me, that was a big one.
Hey, man, it's all, I tell this all the time, man. It's not about the wrestling. It's about the story. And what we did, we started a story, we built a story, and then we paid a story off.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And that is what professional wrestling is all about.
Yep.
So, this is one of my favorite WrestleMania moments. Again, for what we were able to do, we were very fortunate to be able to go and do this. During COVID, and I think, you tell me, like, I honestly feel that some of the success, and maybe you guys could give me your input on this, the effort that WWE made during COVID, I think has a lot to do with how much the sport and the entertainment aspect of WWE grew, because I think the audience appreciated the effort that everyone was trying to make to give people some sort of live entertainment, something that wasn't a rerun. And I think that maybe this, played a big part in that too. So.
I think we should now, they saved WrestleMania. I love that.
Well, let me
y'all
just
really
say this
did.
about the whole COVID experience that we all went through. I went to a children's hospital today and I got to meet some kids, and it was unbelievable. These kids are so amazing. And but one of the doctors, who's always on call 24/7, he said he's a new wrestling fan, and because of COVID, he was able to watch wrestling because it was the only thing on, and so we made a wrestling fan out of that, and he's one of the greatest minds in the world. And so there's, as bad as it was, there was a lot of positive things that came out of it because we were able to do what we needed to do and able to entertain you guys. So thank you guys for tuning in.
So I don't want to put you on the spot, but I've heard rumors that you're not too long for your days here. It's going to be another sad day.
But here's the thing about retirement, right? Is the opportunity to go out your way, not because of injury, but standing on your own 2 feet. And the goal of working is to retire. And to be able to do that is, to me, a celebration. So I hope that when it does happen, that you guys will celebrate with me that I achieved my goal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well
man.
deserved. And I think it's easy to forget sometimes. Like even during that match, I think you may have mentioned it one time, and I even called you and said, hey, just to give you a heads up. I don't know if y'all know, but the day before, so when they were scouting out that location, Mark got a phone call that his brother died.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere, heart attack. But still goes that next day and puts on that. Works overnight, and that's what, for y'all. So, thank y'all. But I mean, everybody puts in their heart and soul, so thank y'all for loving it, and there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. Thank you.
Yeah. Man, can't thank you enough for taking time out of your busy day to come and join. This is our first live podcast.
Oh.
You're the first, brother.
Whoop, whoop.
Yes, sir. Hey, thanks for having me. I mean, you're one of my favorite guys anyway, so it was easy to come over here and do this with you. I mean, you're one of a kind, my friend, and to be able to do it in front of you guys, it was it's awesome. I got no much to say.
Phenomenal.
You guys are phenomenal.
It's
Yes,
phenomenal.
Thank you.
Brother, there's only one thing left to say, and that's thank you, AJ.
Thank you.
Thank you, AJ.